Hey everyone, it's Tim Chaisson here, and welcome to video number 2 of the Absolute Beginner Series here in the Tune Room. Today is just a quick video in putting finger tape on your fingerboard. We've got no frets. The guitar, the bass, so many instruments have frets, and it's so easy just to start because you know exactly where to put your fingers, but you've got a blank slate here on the fingerboard. So the tape right off the bat will help us learn quicker because we will put them in the exact positions where our fingers will go. And then eventually muscle memory kicks in and you can just get rid of them. So right now you'll need a pencil, some tape that can go on your fingerboard. I right here have some tape that I got from the music store, but you don't need this. You can use painter's tape or any kind of tape that you have in your household. And if you saw the first video, I talked a little bit about tuners. So if you have a tuner that clips onto your instrument, that's awesome. But if you just have an app, a tuner app on your phone, that will work just as well. So first things first is just making sure that your fiddle is in tune. So if you have a tuner, you can get it out, get it ready. Pluck your E string, make sure that it's right on the E. And it usually has these little dials, so right in the center. So A, D, and then G. So the plan is to have 3 pieces of tape to cover the 3 finger positions. We're not going to worry about the 4th one quite yet. So let's go to your G string, just give a little, and then place your first finger in its first position, which is about an inch up from here. And you should get an A on your tuner. So hit it right where you're getting an A. If you're getting a little below, just kind of move it, squirm it a little bit. So you should have an A note. So with your pencil, just where your finger is, just make a little tiny dot there, or scribble. And then we have our position. So we have our spot marked. We're going to grab our tape. The ones at the music store are pre-cut, which is pretty convenient, not going to lie. So we're going to grab our fiddle. This is kind of the tricky part. You kind of have to grab it and then place it underneath the strings and above the bridge. And it's going to slide all the way down to where you got your tape. So if you see, and then you just place it over the board, the fingerboard like that. Mine's a little crooked. That's okay. I'll try to straighten it up. And there. Should be right over where you put your pencil mark. And that's your first position. So if you were on your G string, that should be registering as an A. And then if you flick over to your D string, your first finger should register as an E. And then if you go over to your A string and put your first finger on, it should register as a B natural. And then if you go to your E string and put your first finger on the piece of tape, it should register on your tuner as an F sharp. And that's how you know you have your tape in the right place on your first position. Okay, so let's start this process again for the second piece of tape. So we're about an inch or less above where our first piece of tape is. And we're going to put our second finger on our G string. And we're going to pluck it until we're right exactly on the B note. So that's a B natural. And then I'm going to hit my pencil. I'm going to make a little mark there for where my second finger is. I got it. And I'm going to grab my second piece of tape that's already pre-cut. And it's kind of tricky. Just go right underneath. All the way down. And make sure you press your tape nice and firmly as well. So we're just going to go right over where that piece of tape was. And then just 100% double check. What we're going to do, put our finger on the tape. What do I got? I'm on my G string right here, so I'm registering a B note. On my D string, I register an F sharp. On my A string, I register a C sharp. And on my E string, I register a G sharp. Okay, so now the third and last piece of tape. We are going to go about 1/2 an inch or so up from where that piece of tape is. And your third finger kind of sits right on your on top of your second finger. There's not much space. See how there's space in between our first and second? Our third one's going to be right there, and we'll get into why that is in the future. But these are where we're going to live for a little while, these finger positions. So our third finger on our G string, if we pluck that, we should be getting a C note. Not C sharp, not B. So a C note. And when you get that C note right on the point with your tuner, take your pencil again, just make a little mark, and grab another piece of tape. And we're going to do the same thing, just in case anyone wants to see that a little closer. Basically just grabbing. You can see how dirty my fiddle is, I apologize. Go all the way up until I get to that piece of tape and go directly across. And just kind of press down on it so it wraps right around. So on our G string, we have a C. On our D string, we have a G note. And our third finger on our A string is a D note. And our third finger on our E string is an A note. So just a really quick review. When we don't have any fingers on the strings, then that's an open string. So if I'm just playing a G without any fingers on my fingerboard, we just refer to that as an open G, or an open D, or an open A, or an open E. When we have the first finger on one of the strings, then we call that a first on G, or first on D, or first on A, or first on E. Same goes for the second finger, second on G, second on D, second on A, second on E. Or you'll hear people say 2G, 2D, 2A, 2E, whatever way. Third finger, third on G, third on D, third on A, third on E. We dig into that more in the next video. Also, there will be 2 positions for each piece of tape. And that's a bit more advanced, so we'll get into that in the future also. I have some scales coming up in the next videos. We're going to keep it very basic. I'm not going to scare anybody away. We're going to keep it nice and simple and clear and concise. So we're going to keep it with these 3 positions for now, and we're going to be rocking on tunes before you know it. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.